Just when we thought Salem had calmed down, everything explodes again. Monday, May 12th, brings a tidal wave of emotion, betrayal, and hidden agendas in Days of Our Lives, and it's all unraveling fast. Kristen and Brady are locked in a fierce confrontation. Johnny is finally forced to reveal the truth about EJ. And Philip? He's about to make a move that could change everything, for better, or for deadly worse. So, buckle up. Here's your in-depth breakdown of Monday's DOOL episode. The air is thick with tension as Days of Our Lives kicks off Monday's episode with a volatile showdown between Kristen DeMera and Brady Black, a confrontation that's been simmering for far too long. This isn't just another argument. It's a full-on emotional explosion. Years of resentment, betrayal, and custody battles come flooding to the surface as they exchange fiery words, each jab cutting deeper than the last. Kristen accuses Brady of being a hypocrite, a man who constantly plays the hero but never sees the damage he causes. Brady fires back, calling Kristen manipulative and toxic, accusing her of always finding a way to turn everything into a power play. But at the heart of this war lies one delicate issue: Rachel Black. Both parents claim to want what's best for their daughter, but their definitions of best couldn't be more different. Kristen, deeply emotional and unrelenting, believes in alternative treatments for Rachel's issues, methods Brady sees as dangerous and erratic. Brady, on the other hand, is clinging to science and structure, convinced that Kristen's methods are a threat, not a solution. There's no compromise in sight. What's most tragic is that, in all this screaming and bitterness, Rachel's voice gets lost. Her well-being, her peace of mind, is buried beneath years of mutual hatred and unresolved heartbreak between her parents. Could this be the breaking point that shatters what's left of Brady and Kristen's fragile co-parenting truce? Or, more chillingly, could something, or someone, use this fracture to gain control over Rachel in ways neither parent sees coming? While one corner of Salem is consumed by rage, another finds a flicker of hope, thanks to Holly Jonas. Doug Williams III is struggling. The opportunity Roman Brady has offered him, a fresh start, a new role, maybe even redemption, feels almost undeserved. Doubt eats at him. Can he truly rebuild? Is he capable of moving forward after all that's happened? That's where Holly comes in. In a rare and vulnerable scene, Holly steps forward, offering not just comfort but clarity. Her words aren't grand or dramatic, they're honest. Genuine. The kind of words someone can only give when they've seen darkness themselves and still choose to believe in light. You don't have to be perfect, she may say softly. You just have to try. And if Roman believes in you, maybe it's time you believe in yourself, too. For Doug, this moment hits hard. It's not just Holly's optimism, it's her faith in him. A kind of faith he hasn't felt in a long time. Her encouragement becomes more than just kind words, it's a turning point. A push towards something better. A reason to take the next step. But just as hope begins to take root, there's an ominous undercurrent running through this scene. Unbeknownst to either of them, they're being watched. A hidden camera captures every word, every vulnerable expression, every tear. Whoever is spying on Doug and Holly isn't just curious, they're planning something. Something dangerous. Could Holly's emotional connection to Doug put her in harm's way? And is this unseen observer waiting for the perfect moment to strike, when Doug finally begins to heal? As Holly's kind words begin to mend Doug's broken confidence, the scene takes a chilling turn, one that viewers must not overlook. Because unbeknownst to Doug and Holly, they're not alone. A small camera, discreet, almost invisible, records every second of their conversation. The comforting laughter, the shaky admissions of fear, even Holly's tearful insistence that Doug deserves a second chance. It's all being watched by someone lurking in the shadows. But who, and why? This is no harmless voyeur. This is deliberate surveillance, a calculated move to gather intel. And the timing couldn't be more suspicious. We already know that Doug has recently been pressured by dangerous individuals, criminals who want more money, more favors, and possibly more control. They've been circling him like vultures, ready to pounce on his weakness. Could this footage be used as blackmail? Or worse, could it be part of a plot to silence Doug permanently if he refuses to comply? And what about Holly? She's innocent, brave, yes, but unaware of the danger that could come from simply believing in someone who's being targeted. If she continues getting closer to Doug, could she unknowingly become a pawn in a much bigger, more sinister game? One thing's for sure, the camera isn't just there for show. It's there because someone has plans. And those plans could spell disaster for both Holly and Doug, before they even realize they're being hunted. Across Salem, another storm brews, but this one is quiet. Subtle. Dangerous in a different way. Roman Brady and Kate Roberts sit together, late at night, wrapped in the uneasy silence of shared secrets. For months, they've kept their lips sealed about the night E.J. DiMera was shot. But now, the silence is cracking. It starts with hesitation, a comment, a glance, then, a confession. They're not the ones who pulled the trigger, or so they claim. But they were there. They saw something. Maybe they helped someone, or maybe they covered for someone. Either way, the truth they reveal could send shockwaves through Salem. Kate, always composed, shows cracks of guilt. Roman, ever the moral compass, looks torn between protecting the people he loves and doing what's right. What were they doing the night E.J. was shot? And why are they finally talking now? Is it fear that someone else might expose them? A deal gone wrong? Or perhaps a realization that justice, however painful, needs to come to light? The implications are huge. Their confession could lead to the real shooter. Or it could spark chaos by pointing fingers at someone innocent, or someone powerful. And if their version of the truth doesn't match up with Johnny's story, then Salem may be headed straight into a collision of lies, guilt, and long-buried betrayal. One confession can change everything. But the real question is, are they confessing to the whole truth, or just the version they think they can live with? Johnny DiMera is a man cornered by his past, and Monday's episode forces him to finally face the truth he's been running from. Chanel Dupree, his wife, has one burning question: did you shoot your own father? It's a question no son ever wants to hear. But Chanel deserves answers, because she was there that night, and the doubt has been eating her alive. She's been wondering whether the man she married is also the man who nearly ended E.J. DiMera's life. At first, Johnny stalls. He's conflicted, hesitant. The weight of that night presses down on him, his confrontation with E.J., the shouting, the gun in his hand. Yes, Johnny did threaten E.J. He wanted answers. He wanted control. But did he pull the trigger? The tension is unbearable. Finally, Johnny opens up. He begins to share what happened, not just the facts, but the feelings, the anger, the betrayal, the heartbreak that drove him to confront E.J. that night. But something still doesn't add up. Because while Johnny may have had the motive, and even the opportunity, he swears he wasn't the one who fired the shot. That moment, the instant the trigger was pulled, remains a blur even to him. Could someone else have been there? Watching? Waiting? Ready to strike once father and son were at their most vulnerable? Chanel listens, trying to piece the puzzle together. But one thing is certain: Johnny's story changes the game. Because if he's telling the truth, then the real shooter is still out there, and the DiMera family may be more divided than ever. And for Johnny, his marriage, his future, and possibly his freedom now hang in the balance. And finally, in the shadows of all the emotional chaos, one man makes a bold and secretive move: Philip Kyriakis. His goal is noble: save Bo Brady's life. Bo is still clinging to life, relying on a rare medication that's nearly impossible to obtain through legal channels. Time is running out, and desperation drives Philip to act. But he's not asking for permission. He's devising a covert plan, one that involves backdoor contacts, questionable deals, and a heavy dose of risk. Philip believes he can get the drug Bo needs, but he also knows the cost might be more than just financial. He could lose trust. He could trigger an investigation. He could even put himself, or Bo, at greater risk. And here's the twist. Philip doesn't know that Sean Brady and Steve Johnson are already working on a delicate operation to obtain the medication through secure, strategic channels. 2 plans, 1 goal. But if Philip's reckless move clashes with Sean and Steve's careful strategy, the result could be disastrous. They could all lose access to the medication. They could draw attention from dangerous suppliers. Or worse, tip off Bo's enemies, who would love nothing more than to see his recovery fail. Philip wants to be a hero. But in Salem, good intentions don't always lead to good outcomes. The road to saving Bo is full of traps, and Philip may be walking straight into one without realizing it. So now, with every storyline unraveling at once, Salem teeters on the edge of chaos. Brady and Kristen's war could shatter Rachel's stability. Holly and Doug's bond might be exploited by a hidden enemy. Roman and Kate's confession could unravel alibis and reopen dangerous wounds. Johnny's truth changes everything Chanel thought she knew. And Philip's risky mission may backfire in a way that affects more lives than just Bo's. This Monday episode of Days of Our Lives isn't just another chapter, it's a turning point. One where choices will collide, truths will clash, and not everyone will make it out unscathed. Thank you for watching. If you found this breakdown thrilling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your theories in the comments. We'll be back with more exclusive analysis, shocking updates, and emotional turns from Salem. Until then, stay sharp, stay curious, and stay watching Days of Our Lives.